Hello, friends. Kitty here, and I am back again, once again, in paradise. And it's about hunting season here in paradise. And I thought, well, let's have a old-fashioned showdown. So, my two current choices for hunting rifle are as follows. A classic 1943 Mosin Nagant, or my beautiful Milunka, the Zastava M70, with new precision arms. Is it M472 severe duty compensator? We're gonna test that out today and see how these two stack up. Now, I'm pretty sure we know the answer to this question and what's going to happen. Wink, wink. But nonetheless, we brought it as like a comparative test. So we figure why not at least see what the heck. How they stack up. What would be a more practical hunting rifle if we were shooting, say, my favorite target, deer. A mule deer. So we're going to be set up today at about like 100 yards like we do. I'm sure I'm going to have to re-zero this a little thanks to the compensator. But probably just need to bump it up a little bit. And then, yeah, we'll throw a few rounds down. See who wins. Alright, thanks for joining, friends. And, as always, I am joined by my the lovely resident waifu and beloved brass goblin, Shmuel. Helping me as always, getting set up targets and collecting various brass implements she may find laying about. Alright, friends. So the point of today's shoots is accuracy and precision, and as fast as we can on target. So about 100 yards out and one at about like 120, I have 4 5-inch steel targets, and we're gonna shoot 5 rounds each AK, and then we'll do 5 rounds with the Mosin, and we'll see out of 5 rounds who was more accurate and precise and able to hit our targets. Alrighty, well, let's go. I also shot the pumpkin for good measure. Alright, so next, to be fair, we brought the old 1943 Izhevsk Mosin Nagant 9130 and shooting 7.62 x 5.4, so bigger cartridge. It's a traditional old bolt action. The barrel is much longer, and so by all means, this baby should be more accurate and precise. Although, to be fair, this is an old weathered rifle and barrel. I also don't claim to be any sort of marksman, and you can see that there is no optic besides the old-fashioned 1943 irons. But this is no doubt what I was considering using. So let's see. Let's see how I would have done, if at all. All right. So yeah, we had no hits on the steel targets for the Mosin. And let's see, it fared all right on paper. Some of these keyhole ones here, these big keyholes here, those appear to be the Mosin. It's also interesting to note that the marks from the Mosin are keyholing, while the AK ones seem pretty flat and concentric, which that suggests to me that the Mosin bullet is probably destabilizing quite a bit. It's also deviating to the right a little bit, it seems, which is unfortunate. It looks like the irons are probably 0. And because I typically pull to the left, if anything. So I feel like these ones on the AK make a little more sense to me, where it starts to pull, it has a tendency to pull left. Whereas out here on the right, that's a little bit strange. And this group is fairly big. It's definitely bigger than the AK. And it looks like I'll have to be aiming to the left slightly than I usually do with that Mosin if I want to hit. But all in all, looks really good for the AK. So I haven't been shooting this target with the AK for a little bit. So we're gonna go back to that. Now, in all fairness, I will admit my test is hella biased, for multiple reasons. The Mosin doesn't have an optic, like I mentioned. Doesn't have like a bipod or some kind of thing. And these are all things that you could get done with a Mosin. I think I paid, is it like $4.99 for mine? So there comes a trade-off. There comes a point where it's like, I just like the historic aspect of that rifle. But, you know, I'm kind of glad I talked myself out of maybe using it as a hunting rifle. Because I think even with an optic, just it's going to be a lot harder, I think, to pull groups, even with it being bolt action and a bigger cartridge. And by all accounts, ballistics suggest that the 7.6254R out of a bolt action should be a smooth sailing. But as you could see, multiple things there. It's either the bolt has a tendency to lock up, or the bullets in the magazine don't feed exactly right, exactly how it wants. So you're constantly fighting against this sort of you know, the quirks of the rifle. And I feel like with the AK and a more modern sporting rifle, there's way less to deal with. Now, a lot of folks are gonna say, hey, well, just get a Ruger American. Just use 7.62 by 5.1. And they're all nothing wrong with that. You do you, boo. That's super cool. And AR-10s, I love AR-10s. That's all hella cool. But I love my AK. And I am most certainly kind of excited to see what old Milunka is capable of doing. And I spend more time now with this rifle right here than all my others combined. So I really love this gun, and I've done a lot of work to it, and I'm pretty proud. So, couple things. We set up a fresh paper target, again about 100 yards down. We're going to take a few shots straight at the center, as calm and precise as I can, using all my secret jutsu. And I just want to see how tight the group is, or how much I'm screwing up, basically. I also misplaced my glasses somewhere, so I pulled these out. But that's why you'll always bring extra. They're out there somewhere. And the handle, my Veriforce tactical handle, seems to be holding up now that I've torqued it down in the right spot. Alright, so 5 shots, dead center. Let's see what we can do. All right, one more. Okay. All right, so for accuracy and precision day, just how accurate and precise was I? Well, as you can see, not too shabby. So I'm pretty confident with that. I feel like, yeah, it's still a couple shots wide, but I'm starting to believe I'm starting to account for, or I mean, rightfully so, this is user error. I mean, this is my kind of running theory with firearms. There's a lot of times it's not that the firearm itself is inherently accurate or inaccurate. I'm using Wolf FMJ steel rounds, which, and of course, quality of ammunition is going to have some effect on your accuracy quite a bit. But at the end of the day, it's the user, like those deviations are rather small. And the user accounts for a lot more dramatic deviations, in my opinion. So it's like, especially handguns are like an extreme example. A lot of people can't shoot handguns, and they inherently think handguns are just inaccurate. But a lot of times, it just comes down to personal ease of use with the weapon. And as we can see here, with an AK and cheap ammo at 100 yards, we can get this here pretty tight. Within, I mean, that's got to be like an inch right here. So I feel like when we know what we're doing, when we're using proper practice, we get it within a MOA. And that's gonna be important. You want it under a MOA, or else it's not gonna be very usable. And if you've noticed, if you watched any of my other videos with the AK so far, I'm running around a lot and I'm being kind of crazy. But generally speaking, my groups are pretty, 2, 3, 4 MOA. They can be pretty crazy. So you can see here that's getting quite a bit more precise, and that's what we want. So at the end of the day, is the Mosin a great hunting weapon? Well, if you've got it bubbed out, you got a scope on there, you got a bipod, and you love the thing, hell yeah, go for it. Use that Bubba Mosin. But mine is not. Mine is just as factory as it gets, old, beat up. It's definitely seen better days, but I love the thing. But it, at the end of the day, a modern sporting rifle, whether it's my AR, the SIG M400, or that AK, the M70, there's just a lot of perks and advantages. It's more consistent. It's a super stable platform. I can put stuff on there that I need specifically for my environment or situation, i.e. the bipod, pretty seamlessly, or say a light. There's a lot of benefits. So sure, a lot of old-fashioned dudes and older folks might poo-poo the idea of using a modern rifle for hunting. But I am super pro. I'm like, go for it. You do you, boo. If that's what it takes to most efficiently hunt that, you know, whatever you're doing, then that's what's important. Not, you know, not how expensive it is or how fancy it is, but just as long as it gets the job done and humanely for the animal, especially. It's the big one. And what do you know? Heck yeah. All right. Well, mission accomplished, Milunka. You did good. You did real good out there. Alright, so for this last go around, I had the target set up, was just hammering one last mag. I not only crumpled the paper and folded it over after just slamming it, but then once it was hit, I managed to hit it right in the center and split it.
Fatality.
Needless to say, Milunka chewed that paper target up like it was nothing. Let's see how we ended here. Not bad. So yeah, I was aiming mostly for that upper right. I had some hunting ammo. I wanted to see if I could get it really on there. But within probably just those few shots, the paper managed to fold in half. And then I started just shooting through it. So that's where you get some of these wild looking ones. Because I was shooting the paper sort of while it was on the ground. And yeah, I managed to just split it right in half. So, oh, very, very satisfying. That muzzle brake, or compensator I should say properly, did beautifully. I am quite confident that Milunka, if I take her out to hunt, that dog's gonna hunt. So, thanks for joining me, friends, once again in paradise. And happy hunting season, everybody. All right, deuces. Bye.